Close your eyes for a breath and notice the room noticing you. Feel the air at the tip of your nose cool in, warm out. Let your shoulders soften as if they've been waiting for permission. The world you meet is the world you've been saying inside. Life isn't happening to you, it's answering you. Isn't that both humbling and liberating? Every scene that greets you is a mirror of state. State is feeling assumed as true, lived as natural. When state shifts, the mirror must follow. You don't beg a mirror to smile. You smile and it obeys the image. So it is with wealth, love, health, and freedom. Consciousness is the root, effects are the fruit. When you tend the root, the orchard changes. What root are you watering today? Bring your awareness to the chest and let it loosen. Let the breath drop low and easy in the belly. Can you sense the space behind your sternum brightening? Right now we open a quiet loop together. Call it the 24-hour proof. I'll show you how to set it in motion and close it before we end. First we choose a light, undeniable sign. Something harmless, specific, and easy to recognize. A golden key, a violet ribbon, or the phrase, doors open. We'll plant it in imagination like seed in warm soil. Not to test the law, but to familiarize your hands with it. Shall we proceed with steady confidence? Settle your attention between the eyebrows and soften the gaze. Inwardly see a friend congratulating you for your calm certainty. Hear them say, "It arrived so quickly for you." Feel the warmth of being the one it arrives to. Feel the ease, the inevitability, the small smile you can't hide. Isn't ease a truer home than strain? The law is simple. Assume, accept, allow, and remain. Assume the end, accept it as already true, allow its ways, remain in it. What would change if you simply refused to leave your end? Many try to push the world with tired hands. Few learn to move it by inner acceptance. Which path has secretly called you all along? Let your jaw unclench and your tongue rest wide. Relax the muscles around the eyes and let the brows smooth. Notice how thought quiets when the body believes you. Feeling is the secret because feeling is the mold. The picture suggests, but the feeling prints. What feeling are you letting harden today? When you say I am, you set the casting. Whatever follows I am orders the scene. Will you keep ordering lack or invite supply? You don't need loud declarations. You need honest embodied sentences that feel at home. Could 3 quiet lines rebuild a lifetime of noise? Say within, gently and sincerely, I am provided for now. Say, I walk in answered prayer now. Say, wealth welcomes me as one of its own. Pause and feel the posture that belongs to those words. It's a little taller, a little slower, a little calmer. Do you notice your breath choosing a deeper rhythm? The world is yourself pushed out, not as punishment but as pedagogy. It teaches your present assumption by wearing costumes. What lesson will you end today by assuming something better? You revise not to deny but to crown the day rightly. At night you trim the memory to the shape you prefer. Isn't a gardener allowed to prune for health and fruit? If a moment stung you recast it kindly. You hear the answer instead of the refusal. You feel the deposit instead of the bill. Revision isn't lying, it's choosing the seed. Your subconscious can't resist a vivid felt scene. Will you keep feeding it thorns or plant vineyards? Let's bring in the ladder, not as trick, but as training. For the next sleep, feel your hands grip a cool rung. Climb 3 steps, feel the wood, then drift to rest. During the day, write once, I don't need the ladder proof. Then forget the paper and live from assurance. Isn't it funny how proofs arrive when you stop chasing them? Hard work without right state multiplies fatigue. Small acts from right state multiply results. Which multiplication do you prefer? People ask, but about action? Action from fullness is natural, elegant, and on time. Can you feel the difference between push and flow? We don't worship passivity here. We worship correct causation before movement. Would you build the roof before laying the foundation? When you live from the end, action introduces itself. You recognize it by its clarity and clean aftertaste. What if your next step felt as honest as a good exhale? Loosen the shoulders again and let the spine stack. Imagine your future self taking your current hand. Hear them whisper, "This is already ours." If this is resonating, subscribe so these sessions meet you nightly with calm, grounded power. Let this be your only invitation and let it arrive softly. Isn't one sincere invitation worth more than many noisy ones? Doubt will attempt its old performance. Treat it as an echo in an empty theater. Do you argue with echoes or simply leave the hall? When doubt comes, don't wrestle, return. Return to the end as a mother returns to her child. Say gently, "I've come home to my state." Say, "My assumption holds even when eyes don't agree yet." Isn't loyalty to the unseen the beginning of mastery? Forgiveness dissolves the last knots. Everyone is me in costume, teaching my state. What costume will you retire by adopting a kinder inner voice? Forgive the bill by seeing it stamped, paid in full. Forgive the silence by hearing, "I've been thinking of you." Forgive yourself by feeling, "I did the best I knew." Gratitude cements the new floorboards. Gratitude from the end rings like a bell that draws arrivals. Can you hear how that bell sounds in your chest? Whisper, "Thank you because it's mine, not so it becomes mine." That one shift moves mountains without fanfare. Will you thank the planted seed or keep begging the soil? Self-concept governs every corridor of your house. A poor self wears fine rooms like a borrowed coat. Which coat fits your bones when nobody's watching? Assume the concept that matches your result. I'm the one for whom doors open on schedule. I'm the steward who multiplies what arrives. Let these lines be breath, not slogans. Let them be posture, not performance. Do they sit in your bones like rightful names? Touch your thumb to your forefinger and feel the pulse. Imagine a gold key warming between those fingers. That's your sign for today's 24-hour proof. You don't need to hunt the key. Let it come on a page, a phrase, a storefront, a dream. Wouldn't it be pleasant to be found by proof instead of chasing it? Now feel the heavier wish that called you here. Maybe it's wealth with unbothered mornings. Maybe it's love that feels like a steady harbor. Make a simple two-line scene that implies it's done. A bank screen with a number that relaxes your breath. A message that says, "Dinner's at our place, come early." Keep it short, loopable, and drenched in relief. Loop it until it clicks as normal. Hasn't every true arrival felt oddly familiar? You may notice old stories knocking. They'll ask for a room and a long conversation. Will you offer them tea or simply point them to the door? You are not obligated to rehearse the wound. You are permitted to rehearse the wedding. Which rehearsal trains your nervous system for peace? Talk to yourself like a trusted elder. Firm when needed, gentle always. Doesn't your body respond better to kindness than command? Say, "Easy now, we live from the end." Say, "Let it come by the nearest loving bridge." Say, "My only job is to remain. When the mind demands how, bless it, and return to what." The how is carpentry the house hires. Isn't the architect's role to hold the plan steady? Wealth from state feels like quiet sufficiency. It's the click of a lock that fits your key. Can you hear that click when you picture opening your door? Notice the simplest proofs that already arrive. You found this voice. You found the breath that steadied you. Each proof is a small stone in a sure path. Walk it with unhurried steps and a loosened jaw. Isn't unhurried the pace of someone who knows? When impatience rises, place a palm on your heart. Count 3 slow breaths like waves returning home. On the 4th say, "I'm the one it's easy for." Ease isn't laziness, it's alignment. Alignment gets more done with less noise. Would you choose noise or results? If an invoice appears, see it shaking your hand. Hear it say, "Thank you for handling me with grace." Let the next envelope surprise you the other way. Bless those who already live your wish. They are billboards of your imminent state. What if envy was simply awe that forgot its source? Bring the body along so it stops arguing. Soften the belly again and widen the breath. Doesn't the body believe faster than the mouth? You'll find action tapping your shoulder when state is steady. Make the call you already are, not the call you fear. Send the note you already are, not the plea you dread. When meetings arrive, sit as one who belongs. Listen more slowly than the room expects. Isn't slow listening the posture of those who decide? Your word inside is law inside. The world outside reads your inner law aloud. What statute are you passing tonight? Try a 3-beat practice through the day. Assume for 20 seconds. Relax for 10. Proceed for as long as it's simple. Let the end precede the email. Let the end precede the calendar. Hasn't every great letter been written in tone before words? If a door closes, bless its hinge. Some doors are faithful escorts to the correct hallway. Isn't redirection another name for precision? Return to the goal key now. See it simple as sun on metal. Feel how close it lives to your fingertips. You may meet it as a charm, a logo, a phrase. Smile when it arrives as naturally as breath. Will you remember this moment when it does? We close the loop by noticing the tone in your chest. It's cooler than fear and warmer than pride. Isn't this the tone you've been trying to remember? Let's install an inner sentence that never wears out. Worked out already? And I live in the proof. Say it once like a verdict. Again, let it drop to the belly. Again, let it touch the soles of your feet. Can you walk like a verdict wears comfortable shoes? Before sleep, revise the day to match your end. Make everything tip toward your favor. Will you give your night something beautiful to print? In the morning, pick up your name where you left it. I am the calm steward of compounding wealth. I'm the answer key to my own questions. During the day, police the small talk inside. Let no sentence betray your throne. Which sentence will you crown when no one hears you? If an old story slips out, revise mid-sentence. Turn "it's hard" into "it's handled." Turn "I never" into "I always at the right time." You needn't be perfect. You must be persistent. Persistence isn't strain. It's relaxed refusal to leave home. Isn't home the end you chose? Allow a brief inventory of senses now. What do you see softened by new assumption? What do you hear when the room echoes yes? Taste the quiet in the back of the tongue. Smell the clean of possibility in the air. Feel the chair proving you're supported. You've changed the cause tonight. Effects will cue in ways that make you laugh. Will you let life surprise you like an old friend? Remember, inspired action likes tidy tables. Clear one small surface and let ideas land. Could a clean corner be an altar for arrivals? When you speak to money, use the voice you reserve for friends. Thank you for moving easily in and out. Thank you for bringing allies with you. When you speak to opportunities, greet them by name. You're timely, you're kind, you fit me well. Isn't fit more valuable than spectacle? You'll hear a thought that feels like a doorbell. Answer it with ordinary hands and an extraordinary state. Do ordinary things as the one who already has. That's the hidden royalty of this work. No trumpets, only tone. Isn't quiet competence the most persuasive wealth? When night returns, close the eyes like curtains in a well-loved theater. Lay your scene on the stage and dim the lights. Let the audience be one, your impressionable subconscious. Whisper the line that always brings the house to its feet. It's mine now and I care for it well. Let the applause be the warm spread in your chest. If you wake in the night, don't count worries. Count fulfilled scenes. Will you drift on a tide that brings what you're already carrying? By this time tomorrow, expect the key in some disguise. Smile whether it's a billboard, a bookmark, or a spoken note. Hasn't the law been gentle and exact with you? And when it shows, acknowledge it with gratitude, not surprise. Say, of course, this is how it is for me. Say, keeps being easy to prove what I assume. As the proofs stack, your voice will settle. You'll sound like someone who's done this before, because you have, across countless days you're now steering. Let's end where we began, with breath as metronome. Inhale as if receiving, exhale as if releasing control. Isn't receiving what you do best when you stop trying? You're not waiting for permission from the mirror. You're giving the mirror something beautiful to repeat. What beauty will you hand it when you rise? You are the operant power, calm and precise. You are the steward of scenes that become checks and doors. Will you carry this gentleness into every corridor you enter? Walk lightly to your pillow tonight. Walk lightly to your work tomorrow. Walk lightly because gravity favors those who've decided. The world will speak back in your language. Teach it sentences worth hearing twice. Teach it by enjoying them first in silence. Type, wealth unlocked. Let the words feel like keys resting in your palm. Let the day ahead prove your tone correct.